glad you're here to listen to wonderful program coming to you. And please don't forget to subscribe or give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Welcome to KGTV, and we are having a very vexing question: how to be a person of honor in a war of compromise. It's quite unfortunate that most of the people are recorded honorable, more especially politicians in many countries are recorded honorable. And I don't know how to qualify that, because who is a honorable person is supposed to live a life of honor. And do politicians really portray that? Because a person of honor is a person who speaks the truth, a person whose word shows integrity, honesty, and many other qualities. So today we want to talk about how to be a person of honor in a war of compromise. And in the studio, I have a guest, Cosmas Onyambu, Ayaka Onyambu, who is going to be joining us to discuss about this topic. Welcome, Cosmas.
Thank you, Dr. Mandi. I'm glad to be here.
Yes. Can you tell us about yourself? Who is Cosmas?
Cosmas is just a person.
I know.
I consider myself just a regular person.
Yes. What do you do?
I'm a social worker.
Good.
Professionally trained teacher.
Yeah.
I'm a jack of all trades, but currently I'm a social worker.
Okay. So what do you do as a social worker?
I work in the county as a children officer.
Okay.
So when we have abuse or maltreatment of children, I partner with law enforcement to investigate.
Okay.
And what the police, the law enforcement do the criminal aspect. We do the social aspect. We provide families with whatever services that they need. Some families need therapy. Some families need finances. Some families need housing. Some children need to be removed from their parents if the parents are the abusers, and depending on the level of abuse. So it's a whole range of services depending on what is thrown on our path.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's very nice to know. You see, I didn't know what social work people do.
Yeah, social work
I thought they organize social gatherings, so that's what I've been thinking.
Social work is a very broad field. For me, I am employed in the children department.
Okay.
So social workers work with adults, with sick people, with everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, as you heard from the introduction now, we were how to be a person of honor in a war of compromise. I mean, to live an honorable life. And we are so much used to people, more especially politicians, being addressed as honorable. I don't know whether they really live that life. So what do you understand by being honorable, according to your perspective?
You know the word honorable, if we can use our Kenyan example, you know, there are some things when the white man left, we copied and he continues using them without thinking so much what they meant. You know, so we Africans, we always like copying the wrong things. We don't copy the right ones. And forgive me for being on the negative aspect, but that's what I see most of the time. So when the white people left, Africans had a desire to be like the white master. So when white people came to Africa, Kenya in particular, set up camp, they set up a government, a parliament, and they were representing themselves. So that when they gave a self-government, they had to find replacement for them, for black representation in the legislature, legico. And so we inherited the titles honorable.
Okay.
We never thought about what honorable means. You know, the
Yeah.
people who colonized us,
Mm.
the British,
Mm.
if you compare how they go about the term honorable
Mm.
and we, the people they incubated, and how we use the term honorable, we are completely on different paradigms.
Eh.
In Britain, if you are dishonest, if you are a
Mm.
leader, if you are a
Eh.
public leader,
Eh.
either you are in the British Parliament
Mm.
and you commit or you lie, just a simple lie, you tell the people a
Mm.
lie.
Mm.
You didn't steal anything, but just lie.
Eh.
You are supposed to resign. No
Yeah.
question about it.
Mm-hmm.
And the term honorable, and you say I'm resigning with shame, and you apologize because you know you have defecated on your office. Your
Yeah.
office is no longer honorable because you are not a person of integrity. Remember,
Okay.
integrity and honorable go together. You have to be honest.
Mm.
So in our Kenyan context, we have over 400 members of parliament, but I can't tell you who is honorable there. Going by the definition of honorable and by the people who taught us how to be honorable. They
Mm.
don't tell us the truth. They are never honest. They are never fair. They triumph on unfairness.
Mm.
And kind of the whole country, because this thing has been done for so long, we are used to it and we accept that. But when
Okay.
we go down to really what being honorable means, none of them qualifies to be honorable. None of them.
Mm.
Yeah, in my
So
opinion.
according to you, what are the characteristics, the full characteristics of a person who is supposed to be honorable?
Well, an honorable person is a person of worthy of respect.
Mm-hmm.
And why would you be worthy of respect? You always say the truth. And
You
when
always
you
say.
don't know something, the truth also includes acknowledging that I don't know something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if I don't know, I don't know. And you tell the people, you represent people who trust you, tell them the truth. Or if you give a promise,
Mm-hmm.
you must
You
keep
keep
your
it.
word.
Mm.
You know, our politicians don't keep their word. By
Okay.
the way, I use the British, but you know, there's this Nigerian novelist. There is this book. Is it Chinua Achebe? I don't remember, but there's a Nigerian proverb that a man does not wake up the next day to unsay what he said the previous day. If you
Mm.
are a man,
Mm.
if you said something yesterday, you have to live by your word. That is
Okay.
honesty there in an African context. So we have politicians and leaders and even people in our community
Mm-hmm.
who say all sorts of things, but when you look at their lives, when you look at the things they do, it's totally different from what they said. For example, let us look at the Kenyan government. Start from the top two guys,
Mm.
the president and his deputy president. If
Mm.
you look at their manifesto, the Jubilee manifesto
Mm.
in 2013, the things that they promised us,
Mm.
they have not delivered even a quarter, and they have not been the honor. They have not found the honor to come out and apologize and say we are sorry we were not able to do this, but
Mm-hmm.
we have done this.
Okay.
Yeah, so they are not honorable on
So,
that
so, so,
ground.
so, so coming, maybe the government has there are so many complications and logistics. They have always a politician will have a way of getting away
Mhm,
with it. It looks like they have a free pass, but we want to come to the community, the basic community where we live,
mhm,
where I have seen people even give false information about a person. They
mhm,
will spread lies that so and so did this,
mhm,
or they inflate a story and add their own. What will you
mhm.
advise such people so that they can live a honorable life?
Well, that one, the pastors. That's the curfew of preachers
Mm.
telling people to say the truth. But again, in a community such as ours,
Mm.
you live here like me, you see every day when some things happen,
Mm.
scandals or things like that.
Mm.
Usually, the people who tell us about these things don't tell us the truth. They
Mm.
want, okay, there's some truth in it, but you know, they exaggerate the stories to make them, they add sweeteners,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to make the story juicy. That even the person who committed the scandal
Mm.
cannot recognize the story because some of the things that are said were not
Mm.
part of the story.
Yeah.
You know that parable of the egg that multiplied, Cosmos stole an egg. and then
Eh,
I told you, and then you tell your wife, Cosmo stole a hen, and then
yeah,
your wife will tell her friend, Cosmos has killed 3 hens.
yeah,
So when the fifth person tells me that I went and killed the chicken farmer,
eh,
it's different. You
it's
understand?
different.
So we have to be very careful about the things people tell us, especially in social media, what people post there.
Hmm.
And because social media, there's no accountability, people just write anything.
Yeah, people write anything, and then but it looks like negative information is spread faster than true information.
Because a lot of people are not honorable. Not many people are honorable.
Mm.
Consumers of fake news are more than those who want the truth.
Yeah.
Dr. Mandi, if I hate you, I don't like to hear anything good about you. I want to hear bad stories about you.
Mm.
And in this community that we live in, we are always in competition.
Mm.
You might not know it, but you are always in competition with people. People
Yeah.
look at what you have, they want to have more than you.
Mm.
So people want to bring you down. And we live in a community where we thrive on bringing people down. Instead of building people up
Mm.
and supporting each other, we
Mm.
are always looking to bring people down. And that's why it's very easy for people to lie and be dishonorable.
Yeah, because what do you think if you have had information?
Mhm.
Uh, what will you need to be an honorable person? What will you need to do with the information you get? Like if you get information, oh, Joash stole a hen, what will you do instead of going to tell it someone, then someone does another person?
This is what is supposed to happen, although most of us don't do it.
Mm.
If I want to say something about you, or if you
Mm.
want to say something about me
Mm.
that you can't say to me or in my presence, then don't say it.
Okay.
If you want to say something that you will never say when I'm around, then
Mm.
you probably it's not a good idea to say it. If you have no proof of anything, if
Mm.
you never saw me doing something, or you have no proof, then don't say it. Or if you have to say it, then also provide the source. That's the
Okay.
only way you can become honorable. I heard about this,
Mm-hmm.
and also add that I heard. It's not my information. I don't know whether it is true, but that's
Mm.
what I heard. That
Yeah.
one now leaves room for people
Mm.
to think and
Mm.
figure out whether to act on the information or to wait
Mm.
for details.
Yeah, at times we get people like in the media. Somebody tell you, "Oh, did you hear something? You need to put it on the media about it." And then I say,
Mhm,
"Well, where did you get it?" We do
mhm,
like investigative
mhm,
reporting. Then when you go ask, like,
mhm,
if people are talking that you did something,
mhm,
what I would have to do first is to call you. I want it
mhm.
from the horse's mouth. What
Yes.
happened? Then you get a totally different story. You ask who was there. When you go, you find that the information people are giving you either is half baked or there is some salt which has been tweaked to sweet. And then for that story, then we don't have to carry it because we don't have the right information. But if you really tell me, yeah, in fact, I was caught stealing a hand, then now when we report, you cannot come back to me to hit me and say, but you confirmed it.
The truth is very painful for most people, and especially truth that elevates another person.
Mm.
Human beings, we like truths that bring down people. That's what we thrive on.
Mm.
Even Jesus Christ, people didn't like the truths he was telling them every day. It was too much. They had to put him down. If you
Okay.
if you say too much truth,
Mm.
no, you will find that your circle of friendship will be very narrow. But if you are somebody who thrives in lies, your
Mm.
circle of friends will be bigger and your enemies will be less. And that's the nature of human beings. We have a proclivity to lies. We accept things that paint other people in the negative. Very rarely do we accept positive stories of people who are not our wives or our children or our mothers.
Mm.
Outside that, we want to hear bad things. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Honestly, I've
Mm.
been in the social services for about 4 years now.
Mm.
Before that, I used to trust people a lot.
Okay.
But sometimes, the kind of work you do opens your eyes and
Mm-hmm.
really shows you who human beings are.
Mm.
This job that I do every day has really changed my perspective of humans, including you.
Mm.
Because I never used to see people the way. Now I have the privilege. I have a
Yeah.
privileged position to
Mm-hmm.
call people because
Okay.
cases get forwarded to us.
Mm.
When a case is reported to the police, and
Mm.
the same report is forwarded to me.
Okay.
So the police are doing an investigation. I'm also doing an investigation, and we compare notes. The police call me. I call them. What did he say? Don't go there until I do. What did he tell you? So I have this privileged information.
Okay.
I have handled probably more than 1,000 cases already,
Mm.
and out of those, I can tell you, out of 1,000, probably
Mm.
10% of those cases were true.
Yeah.
10%. And some of the allegations people make are very wild and meant to finish people. And you understand this country.
Mm.
Things like sexual abuse,
Yeah.
suicide,
Mm.
um, like women, for example. I've no problem with women, but I work with families, so I work with women a lot and
Mm.
children.
Mm.
There are a number of cases we receive, women alleging that their ex-boyfriends or
Mm.
ex-husbands have
Mm.
sexually abused their children every
Okay.
day.
You get
So,
those.
as a worker, I
Mm.
don't act on the report. I
Mm.
don't write a determination based on the allegation. I go down to the ground, talk to the reporter, talk to the victim, talk to witnesses, talk to family members,
Mm.
compare police investigation, and then make a determination.
Mm.
Most of these cases, we just throw them out because they have no
No
validity.
basis.
People are just lying just to put you in trouble.
Okay.
So that's why, for me, I even tell
Mm.
my wife every day, when
Mm.
you tell me a story about someone that said something, well, that is what does the other person say? Single
Exactly.
stories are very dangerous.
But how many? I mean, it's good you have brought this that your line of work has given you a new perspective.
Yeah.
But how about those people who have never gotten that perspective? Uh, they keep relying on just one single story and they go with it. What can you advise them?
That is why we have public lynchings on social media. If
Mm.
if I put something about you on social media, before you even react, people have formed an opinion. They have already decided you are not a good fit, and there's
Mm.
nothing you can do to change that.
Yeah,
You see?
because it has gone out and
Yeah, they say that a lie goes halfway around the world before the truth wakes up.
yeah.
You saw like the Kyle Rittenhouse case. Some people feel so bad about it. The,
Mm.
the Wisconsin case.
Yeah.
The public already persecuted that boy.
Yeah. He was already, yeah, he's supposed to be
Yeah,
in jail.
he's a
Actually,
racist, he's ABCDs, everything. But when the court listens to facts, not emotions,
not
not people
emotion.
crying, not
Mm.
tears, not the placards and people dancing on the street.
Mm.
Give us the facts. Who was there? Who did what?
Mm.
And then the jury listened for over 3 weeks. Then a
Mhm.
determination was made by the court of law. Sobriety.
Mm.
Yeah. But if we let people, the public decide, that's why we have things like witch hunting in Kisi.
Mm.
I don't like you. You are old.
Mhm.
A lot of our people don't understand poverty and disease in old age, how it affects people.
Mm.
People suspect you. There are certain things that ignorant people from our community consider witchcraft.
Yeah.
Like being old, living in a grass-thatched house, and you are
Poor.
old, you have dementia, you talk to yourself. People start putting you in a box. This person maybe is the
You-
mashetani wenye
eh,
alikuwa anakula usiku, they're talking to him. And people get lynched.
That's
And a
true.
lot of people support that. And you saw even very few leaders in Kisi would comment about it because they are afraid of the people. They don't have integrity, they are not honorable.
Yeah, they have the code of public opinion. Sometimes the
It's
rules
very
there
cruel.
yeah, very cruel.
It's very cruel.
Yeah, and you know, we talk a lot. Like the commandments say, "Do not kill."
Mhm.
In this world, you don't have to get a knife to kill someone, and that's the only one. Because
Mhm.
if you kill someone's reputation, like you tarnish his name wrongly.
Mhm.
then you have actually killed that person. And that is where to be honorable is that you have to be very careful even what you post, what you talk about someone.
And that's why we have a lot of people who are considered the walking dead. They are alive, they are walking, but they are just walking. They are not humans. They have been finished. They don't have a reputation. They don't have jobs. They can't get a job because somebody said something about them and somebody did not do due diligence before they made a decision. You can see in the American justice system a lot of people, especially black people, get exonerated after they have served 40 years sentences.
Yeah.
This person is already done. His life is over. Because the people who were supposed to listen to both sides and present a fair trial never did their job. Even if you don't go to jail, you don't go to court, there are certain things the community can do to you that liquidate you completely.
Yeah.
People can best match your character that nobody wants to be seen with you.
And that is, people need to be truthful if they want to live a life of honor. That what you say, you will stand by it, even in many years to come. If you did not, there's a quote which says that if you did not witness it with your eyes,
if you didn't see it,
if you did not see it, don't invent it with your big mouth.
A lot of us, like you said, do you know somebody this? Now the person is acting like he already knows. Instead of saying, I have heard. Now he starts with, do you know what Cosmos did?
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should ask, do you know? Ask the person, do you know or you also heard? You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, so unfortunately, we are the most religious people, Christians, but we're just Christian in practice. But in real life, I don't think most of us are living a Christian life because we live on lies. We're very dishonorable. We lie a lot. We live in a world where even people steal church money.
Yeah.
There's no limit as to how dishonorable we can be.
This story is a true story where a lady went to attend a meeting, like from work. So the meeting, it was like a conference. It was like a holiday inn, like a Marriott hotel. Now, as she packed and she was walking to the Marriott hotel to the conference, there was a man who was in a room who knew this lady. And it's like, like when you're walking from a parking lot, there are so many people going. So what did he see the woman coming to do? He thinks he's coming for a date in the
already better a judgment.
And then he calls the husband, asks the husband, where are you? I'm at home. Where is your wife? Oh, my wife went to work. Oh, I see. Your wife lied to you. I have proof. He's with a man in such a hotel. If you want proof, you can come there. This is the address. So obviously the man came to the hotel and found the car outside. So it's like he was racing here. He was angry, but he called a friend who told him to leave the hotel and wait the wife to come home. So he waited. The wife finished the meeting, and the meeting was like for a few hours. She had come from work and she went back to work. So after the shift, she comes home. The man is breathing fire.
Beside himself with rage.
Yeah. Why you lying to me? You were in an hotel and whatever, is like he was fighting. So it's like the woman had to run away, and then he got a friend. The friend who he had talked to, then that's how he found the story. He said, no, I was there attending the meeting. So the man came and explained, even if she had the proof of the things, the brochures they were having in the meeting. He said, I went to work and I was reminded we were supposed to have a meeting here. I had to go and attend. You see how the story changed, and the man started apologizing. No, he's so and so now. He's so and so. Who saw you? So you can see a story like that.
Like, thank you for bringing that perspective, because such stories, people who are quick to form judgment, have wrecked people's homes,
Yeah.
especially here in the diaspora.
Mm.
I wish the man called the husband and told him, "I've seen your wife enter this hotel, but I don't know where she's going."
Mm.
That's better, because
Yeah.
she's with a man. Did he see the man?
Yeah. Did
He
you
didn't
see
see
the
the
man?
man. So
No,
what?
no.
Why
You
you
see,
put in details
you
that
see,
you
you
didn't
see,
see?
you add. That is where actually we have to talk. Like
Yeah.
you connect the dots yourself, and then you make it a full story.
You exaggerate.
You exaggerate the story, and then you make it bad.
I will tell you that these are some of the problems that a lot of people are struggling with out here,
Mm.
cheating and all these things, and uh, especially men. These things never used to bother men when we were over there at the other side in Kenya.
Mm.
Very few men are running around chasing after their wives and wanting to know what they do.
Mm.
We were just men doing our own things.
Mm.
But over here, I don't know where the manhood went. We are now so insecure. We are like the woman. It's the women who are always wanting to know where the husband is, who is he with. But what I find over here is that the roles have changed. The women look happy. They're going about their business.
Mm-hmm.
The men are worried and depressed.
Yeah, they are
I
depressed.
don't know. I don't know where the manhood, what is it that when we get here, nips the manhood away, and we are so insecure. And this group that I belong, I'm an admin, I'm a chum.
Mm.
Men even accuse other men openly that you are cheating with my wife. These things in our Kisi culture don't happen. Men don't come out in public to accuse another
They
man.
don't talk.
Yeah. Yeah. So I find it like maybe we're losing it. Maybe I think our community leaders need to find out what is happening, because we need strong men.
Honorable men.
We need strong. Let me tell you.
We don't need strong men. We need honorable men.
Well, honorable. Yeah, honorable. There's a paradigm of being honorable. From 0 to 100, where are you? If you are, for me, if you are 51% and above honorable, that's acceptable. Because nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
And the same for women. But I think the threshold is higher for women because they are women. And people say that.
Why? No, Cosmas. You seem to be a female. You are a chauvinist, a male chauvinist in a way.
Well, call me what you will. People, you know what? Anything somebody says things that women don't like is a chauvinist. Okay? Anything if I we've lived in a world where since I was born, you are older than me. But since I was about 10 years, I've always had girl child. It's okay. I support that. I did that too. When I was a teacher, I always supported girl education. I provided more accommodations for girl students than boys. But I've come to realize that we are forgetting the boys. They're being left. Someone needs to speak for them. That's why I find myself being more empathetic to the boys, because let me ask you, how many groups out here, NGOs, government organizations, are investing money to support men compared to women?
Well, that is a history. If you follow that is a history that the women have been disadvantaged. History we have it that has not been fair to women, and that's why these things came up.
How?
Remember, women were not even citizens. They were not even in this country. They were not even allowed to vote. They started voting recently. So there were so many things done. There was abuse done to women, women beating and other things. So all of these things came up in the liberation of women. So the people, the perpetrators who have been silencing women are men. And therefore, why would a man need an organization to fight for him, and yet he's the tormentor?
What do you mean, Tomanta? Who is silencing women?
Yeah, men.
When? How?
Oh, man.
Women have a voice
You, you,
everywhere.
you are you are an expert. You are a social worker.
Yes.
You
And I
must
know
have
that women,
learned a history of sociology and other things.
and I know that women have a lot of power.
No, they came to have this power after
Mhm.
being mistreated for a very long time. So this came up as a women movement, a
Mhm.
liberation of women. And
Mhm.
that's why now we are feeling, because,
Mhm.
you know, yeah, it's like that thing which says, like when a shepherd chases a wolf from killing a sheep, and the wolf now complaining that I have liberty to eat whatever I want. So
Mhm.
even the wolf is saying, where have we taken the liberty? Because why would you just me from eating a sheep, killing a sheep, when I have liberty to eat whatever I want to eat? So let us not play that game.
Let me ask you a question, Dr. Mandy, because
Yes.
the game you are playing is the liberal game.
No, no, I'm
I see you, and I'm seeing you from. You are coming from where I'm coming from. The things you are saying are the things I've been saying until about 3-4 months ago. I don't say
mm,
those things anymore because I know they are not true.
mm.
Those are just liberal talking points.
Why?
That
But
what
that's
they,
the truth.
where in the world
Mm.
is it fair? When was it fair? And where even now, do you think it's fair?
Yeah, I think
Let me
now
ask
that the
you.
laws
Let
are
me
there
ask
to
you.
protect women.
That's fine. I have no problem with. Look, I don't support violence against women.
Mm.
I don't. So don't get me wrong there.
What
Just the
don't
same
you support?
way, just the same way I don't support violence against men. We forget that we don't have one-way violence in our community.
Mm.
There is female violence against men, and we are turning a blind eye towards that, focusing on the physical violence. Do you know what psychological violence does to a person? Do you know that
Oh,
the scars? Do you know that
uh,
the scars of psychological torture last longer and have far much more effects than physical violence?
that is very
Just
true.
because a woman can cry,
Hmm.
just because a woman can cry and there's blood on her face and there's that emotion, we sympathize. Man, when we see a woman cry, we feel sympathy. But do you know how much torture
Hmm.
emotionally a lot of men are undergoing right now and they can't say it? Because of the same social expectations that we are talking about, that this society silences women. This society also silences men from saying what they are undergoing. Who
But
is who is
do you know
supporting men?
do you know how also many women have undergone psychological torture too? Are you forgetting that?
I don't. I look. I am not
It's only that
one-sided.
the justice system cannot quantify emotion, emotional stress, and many other those things. So that's why they go for, you can't do, like, if you assault somebody, that is what can be quantified, can be seen.
Let me tell
When
you.
you investigate, how many people have you accused of emotional torture?
That is not true. Let me tell you this.
Mm.
The reason emotional torture cannot be quantified is because we have not put resources and time.
Mm.
Like women have resources and money put in their welfare.
Mm.
We have therapists. What's the purpose of therapists?
Yeah, to
What's the purpose?
help
Okay,
to help
if I
people
go, okay,
emotionally. Yeah.
if I go to a therapist
Mm.
and tell her or him that this is what my wife has been doing and their notes, why can that be taken to court and be used as abuse against a man?
Well, I would say that then you have to talk to your congressman. They need
It
to
is
pass this into
because
law.
no, it is because this society has not become aware that there is psychological violence the other way against men. Just like we are aware that there is physical violence, because it's easy to see physical violence.
Mm.
Let me tell you, I know of people,
Mm.
friends of mine, I'm not going to say their names,
Mm.
who have been intentionally provoked by their partners
Mm.
so that they can react violently. And the women are very good at these games. That's why, for me, I don't believe women just because they're crying.
No,
Okay? There has to be evidence.
let,
I
let,
have. I have first and not the one that we've been talking about that I had myself witnessed.
No.
Provocation.
The
So that
thing,
because women are aggressive.
the thing which you have said is very true. I don't deny that. And there is one author who wrote that, do you know the word responsible is a combination of two words?
Mm-hmm.
Responsible. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have control of what happens to you, what
Mm-hmm.
people do to you.
Mm-hmm.
What you have control is how you respond.
Mm-hmm.
That's, you have ability.
Mm-hmm.
The ability you have is to respond. That's why it's called responsible. If you are
Mm-hmm.
responsible, which I
Mm-hmm.
would say you are a person of honor,
Mm-hmm.
you will choose your response even when you are provoked.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter how somebody provoke you. It doesn't matter even he will cut something and beat you. Don't retaliate back, because you know it will land you somewhere.
Let me tell you something. What you are saying, life is not a game. We are just acting loose and
Where is
fun.
a game? What
No,
would life be without being a game?
no, it's not a game. Life is about people and lives.
Hmm.
You can't live in a house with a person who's always provoking you and you are being responsible and you are suffering. It's like living in a jail. Even the Bible says that it's better to live on the top of a roof than with a woman who is always papa papa. Let me tell you, life is not a game of soccer. It's only in soccer that I see I can play rough with you, and if you respond, you get a red card, and I don't get anything. Have you watched soccer?
Yeah.
Especially the European soccer.
Mm.
If I don't play according to the rules and kick you and you kick me back, you get a red card for responding for what I did. You understand?
And I think that is exactly what life is.
And
Yeah,
that is
you
what
are also
and
supposed to
that
apply that.
and that is what most women have perfected in marriages. They know that they can push you to a level where you can respond and therefore put yourself in a situation now where you are a criminal and she can get rid of you. So
Yeah.
you can tell men to act responsibly, but for how long? Not everyone has the same tolerance levels. For how long? These are humans too. Men also have
Well,
emotions.
our time is is coming to an end. That's a very interesting topic. That was good, but then uh, I mean, as we want to recap, is that to be honorable is to be a person who's truthful. You act honorably by being responsible to how you respond. That would be a good thing. So it was nice having you in the studio, Miss Ayaka. We hope to continue this topic some other time in the future.
Thank you so much. So, as much as we want to focus on women and children, it's also important to focus on men because without men, there's no society.